Conor McGregor has gained a lot of muscle and is looking more jacked up than the majority of 185-pound boxers as he works his way back from the injury he sustained in 2021. And well, this has opened the door to speculation for many people. The former lightweight champion is under a lot of heat for using illegal substances after Joe Rogan made a jibe at him, and we're here to tell you all about it. Let's start with Joe's dig at the Notorious. Is McGregor high on steroids? Yes sir, he definitely is, at least as far as Joe is concerned. Honestly, Conor McGregor's body transformation has been the topic of controversy in the MMA world for quite some time. The fighter used to fight in the promotion's featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight divisions, but he now appears to be much heavier than he once was. The Notorious appears huge in photos and is even acknowledged weighing more than 260 pounds on an Instagram Live, and that's exactly what's got many UFC experts and fans thinking that the Notorious may be taking banned substances. Joe's definitely one of them. The guy himself is particularly interested in fitness and has a history in the sport. The 55-year-old keeps himself in shape by working out consistently and is the guy you go to when it comes to health and fitness. The seasoned UFC color commentator is also pretty famous for being open and offering his uncensored opinions on different things in his podcast show, The Joe Rogan Experience. Similarly, in one of his episodes, we heard Rogan comment on what's going on with McGregor. Rogan believed that the Notorious was on heavy steroids for his recovery in the episode with the fitness expert. He also believes that all the added mass is a result of exactly that. The 55-year-old added that at this level of steroid use, McGregor's urine can melt the testing cup, which you've got to admit is quite hilarious. Next, Paulo Costa has similar things to say. A screenshot of the USADA website with McGregor's name on it was just uploaded by the Brazilian middleweight fighter on his official Twitter account. Here's what he wrote in the caption: "Where's my doping program jacket and secret juice jacket for McGregor?" Obviously with a lot of sarcasm sprinkled all over that tweet. Honestly, Costa's intentions are pretty clear from the caption. The middleweight champion was attempting to imply that the USADA might be granting the UFC pay-per-view headliner some wiggle room. Let's not forget that Costa and the USADA have a background together. He expressed his frustration with the repeated tests on his social media profiles and has made fun of them several times before, but Eraser is pretty famous for his rather infamous Twitter memes. Now that's something that makes it quite difficult to determine if Costa was being serious or just having fun. But if we're being real, he's not the only person to accuse McGregor of using steroids over the last couple of years. Moving on, Joe believes there's a loophole in USADA. According to Joe Rogan, the Irishman's urine has enough steroids to blow a hole in the USADA testing cup. With fitness expert Derek, who's just exposed internet sensation Liver King's PED use, the UFC color commentator recently discussed McGregor's absence from the testing pool. Pretty shady, isn't it? Rogan shared how since USADA exempts fighters recovering from injuries from testing, they might use PEDs and be able to get away with it easily. Derek, who's the owner of the fitness company More Plates, More Dates, has also received public praise from Rogan for his complete mastery of chemicals. The fitness trainer added that if he had been in McGregor's position, he would have been incentivized to use some banned substances. Honestly, that makes sense though, because these guys want to make money off the players, and McGregor has a pretty big mouth. We know for a fact that they make a lot off of him, so why wouldn't they want him back in the scene as soon as possible? Now let's not forget that McGregor will have to enter testing in February. Following his injury in 2021, the former champion has been absent from the promotion for more than a year, but the MMA star has recently started training again and has left a hint pointing to his return. The thing is, 6 months ahead of his return, McGregor will have to join the testing pool, and of course he's well aware of that, and as a result, he recently announced on Twitter that he'll join the pool in the first quarter of 2023. Are you looking forward to his return? You can expect to see him around the fourth quarter of the year, unless they catch him using steroids. Don't worry though, because that's pretty unlikely. Finally, McGregor hits back at Joe. The former two-weight world champion hasn't been getting along with Rogan lately, so when he heard the UFC commentator joke that he'd melt the cup with a urine test, he was pissed. In a now-deleted post mocking UFC analyst Joe Rogan, Conor McGregor has launched another attack on the media personality on Twitter. The legendary former two-weight world champion is currently not in the USADA testing pool, which randomly screens fighters for the use of steroids and other performance-enhancing chemicals. But he says that instead of the usual 6 months back in the pool, he'll just need 2 tests starting in February before he can get back to fighting. Rogan, though, isn't so sure, as we've already established. Now, fighters in the USADA program are required to make their whereabouts known at all times, and they must accept urine or blood testing whenever contacted by a tester. So if the former double champ does get tested, he might might be in trouble. McGregor recently hit back by posting 2 images of Rogan, one at age 25 and the other at 52, in which the comedian appears to be in fantastic shape. He accused Joe of looking like his penis melts his underpants and mocked him, saying, "Oh, Taekwondo competition, call the cops." Ha 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 ha. The next thing he did was even more funny. The guy quickly deleted the tweet and ran off. God knows what's going on in that man's head. Now let's talk about who has a higher net worth, Joe Rogan or Conor McGregor. First up, who's richer? Conor McGregor and Joe Rogan recently had a public spat over things the podcaster said about the Irishman's alleged steroid use on the JRE podcast. But which sports figure has the highest net worth? Despite Rogan's criticism of McGregor, the Irishman has the higher net worth of the two celebrities, and not by a fraction or anything. CelebrityNetWorth.com estimates Rogan's net worth at $120 million, whereas the Notorious has a current net worth of $200 million. Yep, McGregor sure won that one. Next, where are McGregor's money bags coming from? With a net worth of $200 million, Conor McGregor surpasses other legendary UFC fighters like Khabib Nurmagomedov, GSP, and John Jones. If we're being real, he's the only MMA celebrity who has what is arguably boxing money. Forbes estimates that McGregor made $32 million in salary in 2022 and $16 million in endorsements. He currently has endorsement agreements with well-known companies, including Reebok, Burger King, EA, Monster Energy, Beats by Dr. Dre, Wynn Resorts, etc. McGregor also owns a number of businesses, either wholly or partially. Proper 12 Irish Whiskey, which generates $40 million in revenue annually, is his largest investment. He also runs the Mac Life, a digital media company that features lifestyle and fitness in addition to MMA coverage. Millions of YouTube subscribers and McGregor's 700,000 Instagram followers also give him lots of money. McGregor Sports and Entertainment is there too, managing promotions and is active in advertising. August McGregor is a menswear line that McGregor has co-created with the A-list tailor David Heel. He's made a financial investment in FAST, a sports conditioning program designed to assist participants quickly to reach fighting-level fitness. The guy has a number of mansions for his personal use, with the most famous ones being in Las Vegas, Marbella, Madrid, Spain, and Dublin, Ireland. Finally, his fleet of vehicles includes the Rolls-Royce Ghost, Cadillac Escalade, Lamborghini Huracan Aveo, BMW i8, Lamborghini Aventador Roadster, and Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead Coupe. Whew! Lastly, what else does Joe have? Spotify's exclusive arrangement to license the Joe Rogan Experience podcast boosted Joe's already incredible wealth. According to the New York Times, the licensing agreement is reportedly worth $200 million. The podcaster's lifelong interest in and practice of martial arts help him when he commentates for the UFC, which is his second source of income. The majority of the organization's pay-per-view events that take place in America are typically covered by Rogan. The guy's a well-known actor, comedian, and Fear Factor host. Rogan's also renowned as the host of the Joe Rogan Experience, his own podcast. Each show brings in $100,000 for him. His expenses begin with his California home. The house is situated in a gated neighborhood in Bell Canyon's hilly region. Rogan paid $2.2 million for his house when he purchased it. He spent millions of dollars creating a 14,000 square foot recording studio and absolutely perfected it. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think McGregor's using steroids? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.